Yo, yo, yo! Check out this new crib.
What up? What's with the outfit?
Oh, I heard we were rapping today.
Yeah, but not that kind of rapping. I was thinking we were doing more of the vinyl type rapping.
Oh,
That's okay.
I misread the memo.
That's nice. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to go around and we're going to show some of the people little details you can do with vinyl to really bring the car up to date. And I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Okay.
However, though, we did have a slight miscommunication because the other memo said we are going to set the world's record for the highest gloss meter reading. And I'm not sure where we go with that.
Let's do both.
I like your style.
No problem doing both.
I like your style. So, in this episode, it's going to be pretty action-packed. We are going to not only show everyone how they can wrap certain parts of their car by themselves, in this case, our rear view mirrors, but we are going to set the world's record for the highest gloss meter reading of all time. And I don't even know what that reading is.
I'm in.
You're in?
I'm in.
So, I plan on going through and waxing this car until it is a mirror.
Okay, well, why don't we make it interesting? Split it right down the middle. I'll go on that side, you go on this side, and let's have a little competition.
Are you thinking you're going to do something other than wax?
Yeah, I am thinking.
Scared me. What?
Well, you're always analog. You want to use waxes. I'm, of course, all about that technology.
So you
A little
wanna go
ceramic.
wax versus ceramic, the wax wars. This could be pretty awesome. So let's get together, do our walk around, and we'll split the car down the middle and see which one scores higher.
Why
The
don't we make
wax?
it a little interesting?
Oh, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking
A wager?
a wager.
The usual?
The usual. Oh.
It is the usual.
Can I borrow a couple bucks?
Yeah, we'll see if I can cover you because it'll be mine anyway. So let's go do the walk around and see.
Let's take a look at what we have.
So you did a great job on finding this car. I mean,
I thought so.
yeah, 2008 Audi. We paid slightly over $5,000 for it.
A little more expensive, but I
But-
think it was worth it.
Yeah, and it's got the
We had to
newer-
test out the new studio with a nicer car, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree. And I really, if we were going to do wax wars, we couldn't have picked a better color. I mean, this blue is just going to be electric when we're done.
Yeah, I agree.
However, as we do our walk around, what's the first thing that you always think of when you do transformations of cars? What do you do to them?
Well,
Okay, what do I do to them? Because you're usually in your office asleep.
I'm usually doing the interior.
We always think about murdering them out. Everything goes black that was chrome. But
Yeah.
with this blue
We don't
paint,
want to murder this one out.
No, it's just too pretty. So I was thinking as we go through that we take all these aluminum highlights throughout the car and we accentuate them.
Okay.
And when we talked about vinyl wrapping, I invited in our friends from Wasatch Wrap. And they're gonna
Okay.
come in and show the viewers how you can wrap small little details on the car. And we're gonna bring up these Audi rear view mirrors to a more contemporary look with an aluminum wrap.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure that they're not planning on taking over my spot.
Nobody should take their spot.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
So, as we go around, the car paint is in pretty good condition. So, this is why it's also a great car for that ultimate gloss meter reading.
Do you want me to tell me it was a good job again?
Great job. Yes, you did do a great job on this car. But come on over here and I want to show you this. This is what I'm talking about. It's little details on the TT where the designers did such a great job with the aluminum. So we're going to go through, I'm going to make these aluminum wheels pop. And
Okay.
we're going to make the rear view mirrors match the gas cap, but the real ending, just the pierce de resistance of this whole car. You didn't know I was bilingual. But what we did is we're going to take this grille and this front end and do a little surprise workover on it. So when it's done, all of it will tie together. And we are gonna go blue on silver until there's no tomorrow.
Okay.
What do you
I
think?
like where your head's at.
Yeah. So now let's go over to
Be
your
something
area.
different than what we usually do.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, first thing we do is turn it black.
Well, I went a little bit different this time and got us an interior that was actually pretty nice inside, so I didn't have to do a whole lot of work on it.
Wow, that is super nice, but it's got a little
It's
aroma
got a
to
smell, yeah. There's some must smell going on in here. I'm gonna go through, we're gonna do a tutorial on how to get rid of smells in the car. But the leather's in good condition. The dash is in good condition. There's a little bit of wear that we need to work on a little bit. We were talking about maybe dyeing the seats.
Yeah, you know, and I agree, because no matter what we do right here, that's never gonna look like a new car. So we'll go through, and on some of our other episodes, we've actually dyed the entire seat, but I think if we just do the bolsters,
If we just did some bolster dyeing.
yeah, just get rid of these areas here where the dye has come off. The rest of the interior is gonna be really nice once you work some of your cleaning magic on it.
Yeah,
And
get rid of the smell.
Get rid of the
smell's
smell.
the biggest thing.
I hope it wasn't a flood damaged car or something, but it
Yeah,
did have a
something
clean
weird,
title.
But it had a clean title.
Yeah, so we'll get it fixed up. But what I really love, though, is the aluminum accents within the interior as well. As we pull those out to the outside of the car,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
gonna look
really going to have a
super
great
good.
look to it. I'm excited. So let's go forward, and you better go put together your strategy if you think ceramic's going to beat wax, because you ain't got a chance, baby.
I'm not even worried about it.
Yep, I think maybe you might want to. Let's get going.
What's up, y'all? Big Snoop D-O double G. I want to welcome y'all to my house, the dog house. Slide in.
So, as Josh mentioned, we have some pretty exciting news on this episode. Lithium just moved into a new state-of-the-art building, and we're pretty excited because what that means to us is a new state-of-the-art studio. So, let's take a minute and I'll walk you around and show you a little bit about what we're going to be doing in future episodes. But the great thing about this whole thing is the amount of extra square footage we have now. It really gives us the ability to showcase the cars and let people see them more in real life sort of light. And you'll get a much better idea of how the paint transforms and what happens to the cars as we go. But our new wrap-up area is one of my favorites. Can you say Las Vegas style nightclub? I mean, the lighting in here is really superb, and we went to a lot of trouble to kind of bring that up to speed of where we wanted it to go. The other thing I love about this is the flooring inside. It's such a great way to showcase cars, pulling them in onto this flooring, and it just makes them look incredible. It's easy to clean up, and I'm thinking about putting it in my own garage. So as we go around, we will also have a much bigger wall that we are going to use to showcase cars after they've been detailed. And what a great backdrop and great lighting to really show the beauty in the lines and how the light dances off the paint when we're done working on it. And then lastly, we've got our media wall, which you'll see from here is actually gonna be all one giant TV. Well, okay, a conglomerate of 7 TVs put up on the wall, making one giant screen. So we'll be able to do live streams and feeds and things like that. So it's still a work in progress, but we're pretty excited about what's gonna happen. And then off in the distance is our secret formula cabinets. We are coming out with so many new products that you're gonna absolutely love. And that's where we're keeping them under wraps. And we'll pull them out throughout future episodes so you can see what we're working on. And that's the new Lithium Studios. And let's go from there.
Okay, so now that I've got a little skin in the game here, I'm gonna make sure the bill doesn't cheat. And we're gonna go through and do a little tape off on the car so we can keep our competition nice and fair and make sure that I win, of course. Let's do it.
Okay, now that I have a chance to win a little cash off of Josh, and I do mean a little, boy, I have really put together a plan that I think is going to set the world's record for the highest gloss meter reading of all times. And so let's go through that plan. As always, with any paint before we start a correction, we always start out with our foreclay. And we're gonna go through and we're gonna clay our side of the car. What Josh is gonna do, I have no idea. But we're gonna start out with that, and then we're gonna lay down a base of seal and squill. And I'm gonna tell you what, if I had to go to a desert island and I could only choose one product to bring with me, this would be it. Of course, I wouldn't have a car, I'd be on a desert island, but I'd still take this. So, after we're done with that, we're gonna go through, we've clay barred, we've laid down our base coat, and then we're gonna bring in the secret weapon. Josh doesn't even know this stuff exists yet, but this is a bottle of our top secret graphene wax. And what I'm gonna do is after the sealant squeal goes and cures, I'm gonna go through and coat it with this. And once this cures, I'm gonna top it with some Ignite. And that combination is gonna set us well above the 100 mark on the gloss meter. But before we do any of that, we have to get some initial readings so we make sure that this game is fair from the beginning. Can we get the gloss meter in here, please? It's beautiful. Okay, our gloss meter. We'll start out here. We've got a reading of 70. That is pretty low. I don't know. That's gonna be a tough one to bring up. And then let's go over to Josh's side, where we have a reading of 70.2. And like we always talk about, sometimes the camera doesn't pick up the nuances you get in the paint. This paint is actually in really bad condition. Even though it's refracting light right now, once we get it done, you're gonna see a huge jump, and we are going to get a great reading out of this with the wax plan. And there's we go.
So Bill comes in here with this bet, and he never bets like that, so he's got to have something up his sleeve. To throw $20 down, the guy's pretty cheap. So what we're going to do on my side to make sure that we stand with victory is going to be using Luster Lube in our foreclay first, go through, remove all the decontaminants out of the paint. Then we're going to lay down ceramic slam over the top. I haven't found a ceramic. I was going to use a 9H, but I got to be honest with you, our ceramic slam is just killing it compared to the 9H. So I'm gonna lay down our ceramic slam because we want it to be as close to the paint as possible. We'll wait 24 hours. I'll throw Color Crush on top of that, and then we'll use some Ignite afterwards. And this thing is gonna be shining. I'm gonna get it a lot higher than that 70 that Bill showed you at the very beginning. So let's see what happens. Oh, hello. I'm just doing a little interior detail here. Now, what I'm doing is I've taken some of our Hyper Cleanse. I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna clean the console here, I'm gonna clean the dash, go through and make sure that this is looking fantastic. Now, the thing is that the interior is actually in really good condition, but there's a smell in here that I just can't get rid of. I'm sure I'm gonna go home and everybody's gonna be asking me what I've been doing all day because I'm gonna smell exactly like this car. But we've got an interior balm that we're gonna be using, and the interior balm should get rid of the smell. So we'll kind of see what's going on. We show you guys interior details all the time. You can check out some of the videos here if you want to go and see some of those other videos. But I'm going to go through and I'm going to clean this up here, and then we'll come through with our inner space and make this thing look fantastic. So come back and I'll show you the results.
Okay, so with this Audi TT, what we decided we were going to do is go all silver highlights instead of black. And we are really gonna make this blue paint pop because it is a great color. But in order to do that, we really gotta bring the wheels up to speed with the rest of the trim around the car, so they're not looking dull while the rest of the car is popping. So what we're gonna do is start out with a little Hyper Cleanse. We're gonna go around the entire wheel and we're gonna clean it up, get in all the nooks and crannies. Once we're done, I'm gonna go through and take some of our 9H ceramic we've been experimenting with, and I'm gonna do each one of the spokes and around the wheels. Now, once we do the 9H and it has a chance to cure, it's gonna put a really hard shell around the entire rim, which is going to help prevent brake dust. It's going to make the silver really pop against the white, and it's going to look as good as the rest of the car does. And these wheels are going to look like $1 million. So let's get going. We've got the wheels looking pretty clean. The next step before you ever put on a ceramic coating though is we want to decon them and take off any kind of wax or residue or film that may have been left on them before. We did that off camera. We used some decon that we've been working on a formula for, and that should take out any of the things that wouldn't allow the ceramic to adhere to the surface. And now that that's done, what we're going to do is take our ceramic. I'm going to put some drops right here on our applicator. Now a little bit goes a long way, so you want to be careful, but we're going to go through and do the entire wheel. We're going to let it cure for a couple of minutes on the surface, and then we'll come back with a microfiber towel and wipe it down, and then try not to get it wet for about 24 hours. So let's finish up the wheel. So we've let the 9H sit on the surface for a little bit. I've gone back through and buffed it. The funny thing about SiO2 is though, you're gonna get about 15 to 20% more shine as it cures on the surface. So when we come back for the after shots, I think you're gonna really love how this wheel pops. It's gonna look like brand new, and better than that, it's gonna deflect brake dust, road salt, and all the grime that has a tendency to get up in the crannies and nooks of your wheels. And these wheels are really going to look great on the car. I'm excited to show them to you. So let's finish it up.
Yo, yo, yo.